We begin on the baseball diamond. Let's start with the New York Mets. Thursday afternoon brought the Amazons home to Queens for the first time in 2019, opening day at Citi Field. But the story was the weary Mets. Without much time to rest for their home opener, the club was no match for Steven Strasburg. A pinpoint Strasburg outpitched Noah Syndergaard. Rookie Victor Robles, kid's going to be good, folks, homered for Washington's only hit until the ninth inning, and the Nationals beat the drowsy Mets 4-0 on Thursday. Early no-nos for both starters, a pitcher's duel. Following a 5-1 record to start the season, the Mets got back to New York after 2 a.m. in the wake of a 6-4 victory at Miami. They were even held up about 30 to 45 minutes post-game Wednesday night while Dominic Smith chugged enough water to be able to complete a drug test. But around 11 hours after arriving in Queens in the middle of the night, they were back on the field again, and their lineup looked sleepy while striking out 14 times. The Yankees woke up Thursday in Baltimore. Enter Gleyber Torres. Torres and the Bronx Bombers finally put the bat on the ball in a huge way, and the result was a satisfying victory that wrecked the Baltimore Orioles' home opener. Torres homered twice, had a career-high 4 hits, and drove in 4 runs to lead an offense that carried New York past Baltimore 8-4 on Thursday. Gary Sanchez and Luke Voit also homered for the injury-riddled Yankees, who were looking for a spark following a 2-4 start. We caught up with the Bombers in their second-to-last home game in the first homestand of the season on Tuesday night. Check this out.
It's the second time I've been hitting that area this year already. It's just, and I get it, they're trying to pitch up and in, but, especially with all the injuries going around, it's just frustrating because, I could have been the guy that's number 7 on the stable list. And I get it, he's not trying to do it on purpose, but you never know what can happen, and it's just frustrating.
It happens. Guys got to step up. That's all it is. Guys will step up and fill those roles, and you don't like, senior third baseman and DH, left fielder, center fielder go down, and other pitchers and stuff like that go down. But guys just got to step up, and that's what they do. That's what we on spring training, getting their reps, and it's a good quality time for a lot of guys. Coming up right now and getting their at bats and getting in the game because they're gonna help us win down the road. So just getting this quality time in the game right now is really gonna help us down the road.
We expect to go out and do damage tomorrow. And the guys we have in there are certainly capable of scoring runs. We just got to continue to grind away and find a way right now when we are a little depleted.
This game 5, we still got 157 more, so I trust these guys, and I trust the guys behind me. These guys, are some bad dudes, and I'm excited to play with them, so good things are going to happen here soon. Flip the switch and get them more.
We'll have more from the Mets home opener on Monday morning. Yanks have 2 more games with the O's this weekend in Baltimore, and then 3 straight games in Houston to kickstart next week. The Mets continue their homestand with the Nats this weekend, and then will welcome Minnesota Tuesday and Wednesday to Citi Field. Saturday is Todd Frazier-themed WWE bobblehead giveaway. Sunday is Jacob deGrom bobblehead giveaway. More on deGrom in the C-list. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Speaking of WWE, wrestling has hit the Big Apple in a big way. WrestleMania is this Sunday. There are events all across the city, including the popular Access event in Brooklyn out at the pier for fans. As for the big show, that goes down on Sunday. WrestleMania 35 will take place at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. They have at least 15 matches scheduled for now with a 2-hour lead-up. The event could be 8 hours long. You can watch on pay-per-view or pony up some big money for tickets. The event is set to include the first ever women's main event in WrestleMania history. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch will face each other in a winner-takes-all triple threat match for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. On the ice, the New York Rangers will host Columbus tonight at the Garden. Not as, eventful there. Puck drops at 7 p.m. And how about them Islanders? Brock Nelson scored in the second period and then got the winner in the fourth round of the shootout to give the playoff-bound Isles a 2-1 victory over the Florida Panthers on Thursday night. The Islanders will take on Washington Saturday. Justin Falk scored the go-ahead goal in the second period, and the Carolina Hurricanes clinched their first playoff berth in a decade by beating the New Jersey Devils 3-1 on Thursday night. We shift gears to MLS, where NYCFC will take on Montreal Saturday at 1 p.m. The Red Bulls will face Minnesota later at 7. The last time the Milwaukee Bucks ended the regular season with the NBA's best record, they also had the NBA's most valuable player. 45 years later, history might be about to repeat itself. The Greek Freak finished with 45 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks in 35 minutes. Shades of Lou Alcindor. The Bucks beat the Philadelphia 76ers 128-122 in front of a sellout crowd. The victory clinched the best record and home court advantage throughout the upcoming NBA playoffs for the Bucks for the first time since 1974, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, formerly Lou Alcindor, claimed the third of 6 MVP awards in his career. Still fighting for a playoff spot, the Brooklyn Nets will take on those 59-20 Milwaukee Bucks Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The Nets are 39-40. The Knicks, of course, are 15-63 and fighting likely for the top spot in the NBA draft, or as I've been saying on the show, the Zion Williamson sweepstakes. They will square off against the other top MVP candidate, James Harden, tonight in Houston. That game tips at 8 Eastern. The other two teams with a good chance to earn the first pick in the draft are Cleveland and Phoenix, by the way. The New York Jets have a new coach, new big-name players, and now a new uniform, which was unveiled Thursday night at a Manhattan launch party that drew former and current players, celebrities, and a large crowd. The Jets, who last changed uniforms in 1998, will have a new all-green helmet. Their home and away and alternate uniforms designed by Nike will include a shade of green that was developed exclusively for the Jets, Gotham Green. Very cool. We hit the C-list for the King of Gotham right now. Tough to pass on a chance to wax poetic about 22-year-old Gleyber Torres in the C-list, despite becoming the youngest Yankee to have 3 extra base hits and a 4-hit performance since Joe DiMaggio accomplished that feat on June 28, 1936 against the St. Louis Browns. They don't even exist anymore. He was 21 years old, 216 days, by the way, back then. I think this week's C-list should go not to Gleyber, but to Jacob deGrom, the real dark knight of the New York Mets and the Big Apple sports landscape. Not only is deGrom the current face of New York baseball, he's the best pitcher in the game. The ace of the Amazons has entered that rarefied zone that few pitchers ever reach. Think Doc Gooden in 1985. That's when Gooden went 24-4 with a 1.53 earned run average. In Wednesday's 6-4 win over the Miami Marlins, deGrom fanned a career-high 14 batters in 7 scoreless innings. He also homered. In his first 2 starts, deGrom hasn't allowed a run and has 24 strikeouts in 13 innings. He's just the 3rd pitcher to begin his season with 2 scoreless starts and double-digit strikeouts in both games, joining Nolan Ryan in 1978 and Carl Spooner in 1954. Now, Spooner is an interesting note. His games came at the end of the season when he was a September call-up for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He threw a 3-hit, 15-strikeout shutout in his debut and followed that with a 4-hit, 12-strikeout shutout. He could have been an all-time great, according to many, but he injured his shoulder in spring training of 1955 and lasted just 1 more season in the majors. I think injury is the only thing that could slow deGrom. The reigning Cy Young winner, coming off his 1.70 ERA season last year, is the best pitcher in baseball. I would take him before Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Chris Sale, Blake Snell, or Corey Kluber. deGrominance. His ERA the past 2 seasons is 1.56. His ERA the past 30 starts is 1.40. In those 205 innings, he has allowed only 8 home runs. He tied Bob Gibson's major league record with 26 consecutive quality starts and extended his record to 31 consecutive starts, allowing 3 runs or fewer. He's the crown jewel for Mets fans. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.